It is 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are? Hello, everybody. Welcome to another jam-packed edition of The End of the Night. I am David Lee Madison, and I am here with the lovely and talented Mr. Joe Ridgely. Joe, how are you, my dear friend?
I am excellent. Excited for Sunday night, and we've been busy.
We're very busy. We had a big night last night, and I know you want to share some thoughts with everybody about it.
I would love to. You and Mr. Schiaffo did the hosting of this last night. It was the premiere of Scott Meaney's The Happy Horror Holiday Spectacular Live.
Yes,
it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. It was super, super well done, and I was proud to be a part of it being aired out to the public for the first time. I was super thrilled with that. I know you have other unbelievably cool things going on at the Indie Escape Network, which I'm very, very proud to be a part of. Why don't you let me in on what's going on, brother?
Thank you. And again, everybody with the Happy Horror Holiday Spectacular. If you didn't catch it last night, catch it on our YouTube channel or our Facebook page at the Indie Escape. This weekend, I will be going to the Horrorville HorrorCon, but tomorrow night we're going to have about 5 or 6 of the celebrity guests on to plug their appearance. It should be a good time. We're going to have live Q&A, so feel free to join us there as well. Again, Indie Escape Facebook page and YouTube channel. And the last thing I'd like to say is our buddy Steve Gray from the Indie Escape, who has a show on Wednesday nights. He is also doing his own thing right here on the Candlelit Room on YouTube. Bestial. So it's pretty cool. It's scary. It's kind of a long story that's chopped up into chapters that he's releasing every few days. So that's what I got. Thank you for letting me do that.
Absolutely, Joe. So how was your Sunday so far? Did you do anything exciting?
I worked and
watched
watched football. And did you happen to catch that game?
Which one? The Cowboys and
the Cowboys and the
I for some bizarre reason, I don't usually dislike the Cowboys, but for some reason today, watching that game, I just wanted them to lose really, really badly.
Well, being a Giants fan, as did I, but they got beat by the clock. And Brandon, I'm sorry about your Eagles, brother. That was sad.
Well, they played it. Oh yeah, they played Tampa Bay. What was that final?
Can't remember if the Eagles got shut out or I think they scored a touchdown in the last. It was ridiculous, though. I think it was 30-something to 7.
Nothing was as bad as the absolute beating the Bills put on the Patriots and that creepy coach. I can't think of his name. Bill Belichick. Hi, CJ. I hope you're well. Hi, Libby. It was wonderful seeing you last night. Again, I want to say you guys did a wonderful job on that wonderful show that we watched last night. Congratulations. 31-15, but it wasn't that close. I guess that was the Eagles game, right?
Yes, that was the Eagles game. Brandy Singleton, great to see you. You got to get rid of that banner, though, across your face. It would look much better with the Indie Escape.
Yes, and actually no banner on your face at all would be much better because you're a beautiful woman, Brandy.
That's very true.
Yeah, so thank you for watching. I got actually outside of my house right now. I live up in the northeast corner of Pennsylvania, where New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania meet. and it is coming down, cats and dogs outside. It's total blizzard conditions. So if I go dark at any moment, it's because I'm tired of doing this show and I click the off button. No, it's because it's actually because there's a horrific storm going on outside of my house. So and when you live in the middle of nowhere, on top of a mountain, surrounded by trees, these things happen. Oh, Brandy loves me. It's the first time a woman said she loves me in a while. Thank you, Brandy. That's wonderful. I actually have luggage under my eyes tonight. I look very, very tired and old. Hi, Lauren. How are you?
Brandy, thank you. That would be awesome.
What's cool, Joe? Today, let me bring up, without further ado, let me bring up our lovely cohort in crime, one of our co-hosts, our dearest friend of the three amigos here, Grunkle Scott Schiaffo. Grunkle Scott, how are you tonight?
Who was also in the actual special last night.
Yeah, that was a gas. How you doing, boys?
Good.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm very good. We're getting a little of that snow too, Dave. It's kind of a bummer. I'm not a big fan of. A little bit of snow is nice, but after an inch or two, it's just a nuisance.
Mm-hmm. Well, I wanted to bring you on because today I was over the last 3 days. I was. My cat just busted into the room like Rambo. Hi, Doof. I'm in the middle of doing a show. Would you like to say hello to the audience? Come here. My cat literally opened the door to see what was going on. Doof, say hello to everybody. There's my cat, Dr. Doofenshmirtz. He literally opened up the door, which is kind of horrifying. So I'm going to have to eject him right now. Beat it, chump. But I shot more of my upcoming film, Full Moon Fever, over the last couple of days. And today we were assembling some of the scenes. And I put together a very, very short trailer. If you want to see, it's not really a trailer. It's just a taste of the upcoming film. It's nothing official. It's up on my personal Facebook page if you want to see it. And I'm very, very pleased. I'm very happy. I'm beyond ecstatic with how this film is coming out. I'm all about, when I make films, I'm really about atmosphere and a movie taking you to a place or giving you a feeling that of doom or dread or of something foreboding happening. And this movie serves that up in aces, and also is quite lighthearted and funny at times. So I'm very, very, very happy about this movie. I'm super thrilled, of course, that the lovely and talented Scott Schiaffo is heavily featured in this film, both as playing my doctor, Dr. Lawrence Talbot, and also as a part of the team that's going to be doing the music. So I'm super excited. I saw your trailer. You seem to scratch a lot. Fleas. I seem to scratch a lot.
I don't recall that part in the trailer.
Probably just a joke about becoming a wolf.
No, maybe at one scene I scratched my head or something. What the hell do I know? But thank you. Yeah, it's.
You can't blame Ken. He's Canadian.
No, he's right on the. He's hit the head. I actually do have fleas. But I put up this short little, I think 2.5 minute trailer, and the love that it got and the feedback is absolutely amazing. And I want to thank everybody for all the kind words that sent out. The doctor in your trailer is the scariest part. Wow. He called you the scariest part, Mr. Schiaffo?
Oh, geez. I thought somebody called the cat the doctor a minute ago.
Well, the cat's name is Dr. Doofenshmirtz, but Ray said the doctor in your trailer is the scariest part, and that's you. Because I don't think Dr. Doofenshmirtz is in the trailer.
Well, I will say that I had a terrific experience working with you on that role, because you gave me a lot of challenges and freedom. And that's two things I think every actor wants on the set, is to be challenged, but to have the freedom to flow with it and throw in your own ideas. Jewel. Hi, Carrie. Love you, sweetheart.
Well, you know, when a director cries and stomps his feet, that's usually what a good actor does to make him stop crying and stomping his feet. So,
Oh, that's good stuff.
so yes, look for that in the first quarter of 2022, hopefully, and all that jazz. So, Mr. Schiaffo, what's going on in your world? Just like CJ asked, what's up, Schiaffo?
What's up, Jaffa? Hey, doing well, grooving with the new year. Very happy to be in a new year. Excited for all the projects. Excited for your project. Excited for a handful of things, and full of gratitude for everyone who does follow along on my social media. It seems to me this past week, I don't know if algorithms changed on Facebook, but it seemed like everybody went dark on me. Like I was literally, my posts were like going, it's weird. Did you notice any of that? Like something, have you gotten a downfall in interaction?
I think I actually got the opposite, to be honest with you.
Wow. Well, good for you.
I think it was. I think it's just that you are now, tied to this show and me, so everything's going to go downhill from here, Scott. I'm sorry, pal.
Oh, man, I spent 15 years building my social network. Now I got zero. You know what's funny, though? When I post a shot, anything with my dad, 300 likes. Like everybody loves Dad. That's pretty cool, actually.
Your dad's a big winner, and actually, I think one of your most liked posts of 2021, even more than your Clerks 3 stuff, was your Dr. Lawrence Talbot photo that you put up. Got an enormous response.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm very fortunate to have my grassroots folks and people who follow along with what I'm up to. But this past week, it was like tumbleweeds. And plus, I'm not on as much. I know that. I think the less time you spend on, that tends to happen too. But anyway, I just want to thank everybody for following along Facebook and Instagram. And I really suck at Twitter, so sorry about that.
I love your dad's. Have I missed your dad's singing videos? You put them up on Facebook?
I do from time to time. I haven't in a while, but they've been up before. Yeah, he's. I got plenty of him. Professional recordings.
Sweet. Mr. Ridgely is our guest in the green room.
He is.
Oh, sweet. So, how about you introduce our guest tonight? Because I do it all the time, and people are tired of hearing my stupid, obnoxious voice, and you have a much better voice than I do.
You feeling okay?
No, you do. You clearly have a much better voice than I do. You're nowhere as smart as I am, but you clearly have a better voice than I do.
Or good looking, apparently.
I love you, Joe. I'm just teasing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have director, producer, writer, I believe even actor, Mr. Asif Akbar. And I took him off again. I put him back on, and I want to trade places with him. How are you, sir?
Good. Good evening, gentlemen. Happy to be here, back with you guys. Always a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Hey, Mr. Akbar, how are you? I'm Dave Madison, and this is pop culture icon Scott Schiaffo. It's an honor to have you on tonight.
Hi, Scott. Meet you. Hello, Joe, David.
One of the very first questions I ask, because I love talking to filmmakers and to directors and people who actually go out and live their dreams. Tell me a little bit about a young Asif growing up. What inspired you to become a filmmaker, and who inspired you to become a filmmaker?
Well, like most kids growing up, we love movies and we always look up to our dads. And for me, kind of both combinations came together of, my dad always wanted to be in the movie business, and he kind of was. He was a producer at times. He was also a young actor in Bangladesh. I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, and so at that point he was still doing some things where he was, producing. And I grew up seeing him and at the same time just watching movies as far back as I can remember, about 3 years old. I realized like I wanted to tell stories. I wanted to make what I'm seeing on screen. And obviously, you know, there were many filmmakers and actors and films that inspired me. And at that time, the 3-year-old me used to think that the actors just made the movies in this box and they created the world, and these characters really fascinated me to see actors playing multiple characters. And I'm like, you know, that's what I want to do. I didn't know how movies were made or all the elements that came together for it. I just knew that I wanted to make movies. And so I was fascinated with acting starting out. You gotta excuse me, my kids upstairs past their bedtime. But so, you know, I just to me it was like the acting that was like the doorway to making movies. So I started doing some acting work when I was a kid. I was a child actor doing theater and some TV work, and started, you know, getting more and more into it. And I enjoyed it, but at the same time, you know, it wasn't fulfilling. Like I wasn't telling my own stories. I felt more like a pawn. And it's something, you know, earlier before I came on, I know Scott had said about actors getting the freedom, and that's exactly how I work with actors, because I know the other side. I know what they go through, and think, you know, they can't be treated like robots. Like a lot of directors, you know, work with them like they're robots. It's like they have to say exactly the same word that's written, the way it's written. They have no creative freedom. People forget that actors are artists. That's why they're doing it. They're not doing it to be told what to do and be dictated in their skill and craft. So I love that collaboration process with not just actors, but with every single crew member and department heads, to where that's the most fascinating thing for me in filmmaking, is the collaboration from people from all walks of life and experiences that you know, help make the film the best it can be, you know. And so I started understanding that concept more and more, of okay, the positions of all the elements that make a movie, a director, producer, writer. So I've always written stuff. I was always writing, even when I was acting at a younger age, and I was creating content with my friends, just with our home video cameras, just making movies and doing tape to tape editing to put it all together. And to us, it was like we're making a movie. It wasn't just like playing around. And then as I grew older, I first, started making productions that went on live TV and on air around the age of 15, 16. And then I realized, look, it's about just keep creating content and making stuff. And everything I made, I just took seriously. Like, it's going to end up somewhere, whether it's a film festival or at a private screening or, you know, distributed or broadcasted, whatever happens, it will be meant for something. So as I grew and my network grew, and then I went to film school, and, you know, just kept making more and more content. And it just allowed me to have more opportunities and have more doors open as time went on.
Sweet. Now, you said you grew up in Cleveland. A question for you, because I actually love going to Cleveland at Christmas time, and
Yeah.
I have spent
Yeah.
I spent 3 consecutive Christmas Eves into Christmas days in the A Christmas Story house. Have you ever gotten to see that place?
Yes, yeah, actually, that wasn't too far from where I grew up, and that was one of like the big attractions I remember growing up nearby where we were. And obviously, I mean, Cleveland has a lot. I mean, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame,
Mm-hmm.
of course, there, everything, but it's a very culturally active place. But to have I mean, that Christmas Story house was definitely one of the biggest highlighted tourist attractions there. And I believe over time it's sold multiple times to multiple owners, but what's cool is they decided to keep it like a museum and keep the original memorabilia and stuff, because I guess it's very lucrative also, you know, for whoever owns it to do.
Yeah, they charge you $2,500 a night to stay there on Christmas Eve.
Oh, really?
It's,
Get the hell out of here.
They're not.
yeah, that's what it is. And you only have, It's literally like an attic. There's the first 2 floors, which are the exact replica of what the house looked like during the movie.
Right.
And then there's like an attic floor where if you rent it for Christmas Eve, you sleep up there. But you have the whole run of the house for Christmas Eve.
Right. Interesting.
And they have Higbee's out over there in Cleveland. That's pretty awesome.
Pretty much have it all.
So if you were going to say there was a director that you admire and yet you would like to kind of fashion your career or style after, who would that be?
I would say, if I got to pick one, there's so many, but I love the work ethic and the journey that James Cameron took, and even the style he has. And what I love about James Cameron is he's also an innovator, rather than just a creator or filmmaker. If he has a certain vision, he will go make sure he can accomplish that vision, whether or not anyone else can, provide that support. He'll go and make the camera he needs. He'll go and figure out and create a system to, bring his vision to the screens. And time again, we've seen that in all his movies where he's introduced something new to the industry for us to, have later on. Like it happened with every single one from, the original Terminator to Terminator 2, True Lies, and then Titanic, and then Avatar. Even when he went to the studios, and they said they didn't have the camera systems or the technology possible to make what he wanted, he said, okay, no problem, I'll wait 10 years. And even in 10 years, when it didn't happen, he decided to put in his own finances to build the cameras he needed for Avatar, and he pushes the boundaries. And that's something like, I've always kind of done to where, within my scope, push the boundaries to challenge myself to accomplish something that I have. And that's the part of the journey that we have to take. And we can't get intimidated by challenges and new things, because that's what helps us grow. Even with certain subject matters, if I don't know about a certain topic that I'm writing about or, about to direct the film on, that's okay, because I know through that journey, I'm going to get educated. I'm going to learn. I'm going to have people around me that are going to teach me, and we're going to, try to replicate that into making a movie. And that's what's so great about what we do, is even as actors, we're always learning the character. You don't know what character you're going to play tomorrow, but you have to be ready and open-minded to learn, and it's pretty much the school of life is what we have to live by. And it's a beautiful thing.
Before we dive into your actual career, because you have an amazing resume for such a young man, I wanted to ask you something, but because I'm old and feeble, it went right over my head.
All right, well, I'm going to say something. Brandon actually has something to say. Congrats on a great career so far. I noticed you make a lot of action work. Were you influenced by the awesome B-movie action stars I grew up loving, like Gary Daniels, Oliver Gruner? I'm not sure who that is. I apologize. Mark DeCostas or Sasha Mitchell.
I've actually worked with Gary, Olivier, and Sasha. Great guys.
Oh, no, this is what I was going to ask you. It's actually a very important question. This show is actually watched by numerous amounts of independent filmmakers. And you have more than made your mark in independent cinema and have a wonderful career that you built for yourself. What are some pieces of advice you would give the newbie independent filmmaker watching this tonight, trying to figure out how to either get their first production off the ground or how to get their first production distributed?
What I would say is, two of the most important things I've learned in my journey is patience is a virtue, and you can't dwell on anything. You can't dwell on the past. You can't dwell on, certain projects that maybe didn't turn out the way you wanted or is not going the way you wanted. You just have to kind of be ready to be open to opportunities that come your way and take them on. A lot of filmmakers I've seen, get intimidated because, things become too hard or things don't go the way they're supposed to. But the thing is, they're never really going to go your way. You know, when you work on a film, it is a business, it is a product that you're making, and we're making these movies for an audience and for other people. You're not really making, as a director, people get it in their heads like, this is my movie, this has to be this way. It's not always about what you want, because you have to think about the people you're making the movie for. And so don't let that get in the way, thinking that you're not making what you think you want to make, because sometimes, hey, I beat myself up like, hey, that thing could have been better. Take two is always better, you know. But if you don't have control of fixing it or doing a take two, then you don't have control of it. Let it go, give it to the audience. They won't even know the difference at the end of the day, you know. So if you beat yourself up on that, that could be a roadblock and hold you back from opportunities to move forward. And it's about just moving forward and keep working, keep creating content and learning on the way.
Sweet. Now, I know that you have, I don't know if this is the biggest movie of your career, but one of the bigger films that I think you wrote, directed, and even are part of the producing team, the Commando. Is that out as we speak right now?
It is. It actually came out last Friday.
Okay.
On January 7th. It had a limited theatrical release in some states throughout the country, and then it's also on view on demand, digital everywhere now, and it'll be coming on all the subscription streamers and DVD, I think, after this run of rentals and purchases.
I mean, you have an extraordinary cast of Mickey Rourke and Michael J. White and Jeff Fahey. You should be very, very proud of the cast that you assembled, in that wonderful cast that you assembled. Tell us a little bit about what it was like to work with those gentlemen, and how you feel now that people are out, that the film's out and people are getting to see it.
It was actually a magical experience. You know, we went into it not really expecting. I mean, we didn't know what to expect. I mean, a lot of times people get nervous bringing talent of that caliber and level together sometimes on productions, because you don't know how emotions are going to be, and egos and personalities clashing. But surprisingly enough, everyone got along very well on this set. Everyone was friends. Everyone enjoyed it. I know when Jeff Fahey first walked in, Mickey was there, and they realized they're here, they're doing the scene. They just embraced each other, hugged, and loved the moment, because they were saying they've known each other for 40 years, but this was the first time they got to work together on screen and did a scene together. And so that was very special. It was a special moment for them and us. And same thing with Michael J. White. He's known Mickey for a while, and they did another film together beforehand. And so everyone was very, warm and friendly, and it was like a film family, And then we had Cowboy Cerrone, who was a good friend of mine, good friend of Mickey's, and so like the cast and crew, we were all very well synced. And so we actually filmed this in about 11 days on location.
Wow.
And so to pull off a movie like this in 11 days, you have to have good sync on set with everyone.
That's amazing, and I'm. Go ahead, Scott. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, it's an action film, correct?
Yeah, it is actually.
In 11 days, that seems astounding.
Yeah, it's actually, I'm going to get a crime thriller, and it's more of a home invasion, but it does have a lot of action supporting it. There's definitely more action beats than we intended to, because of actors you have. And Mickey, by the way, God bless him. Mickey Rourke did his own stunts and own fights with a lot of the scenes, even though he had a stunt double, but he wanted to do it, and he told me he hasn't done it in a while on a movie, but this it'll probably be one of the few you see him go down on, because he fell quite a few times, got hurt, but he was right back up. It was a great sport.
Okay,
Wow.
So I see, like, your IMDb is just freaking huge, and
Crazy.
I'm looking at one thing that's catching my eye, that you are the producer on Kill Giggles. Can you possibly tell us what's going on with that?
Yeah, so Jaysen Buterin, he's the director of that, producer, writer, and his team. And I'm one of the producers that, just made it happened with the distribution and the sales side of it. And that's actually, I believe, it recently just passed QC and went through the whole delivery process. After a while, it took quite a bit of time because of all the elements that needed to be completed in the post delivery. I believe it went through delivery, and it's awaiting a release date. And I know it'll be coming through with the studio. I'm not, really allowed to say which studio yet because of
You got a general idea when it's going to be released, like first quarter, second quarter?
I'm honestly, I have no idea at this point. Like most of our movies that go through the studio releases, they keep it tight lips till closer. So I don't know. I mean, it could be a month away, 3 months away. But I do know it's going to be coming through. It passed the QC, passed all the deliverables. So it's just in the lineup.
I think everybody needs a picture. I want a picture like this. This is my goal, to have a picture like that with the movie on the back, me turning around going, that's mine. that has to be like one of my favorite pictures, man. But I'm looking at these pictures with you guys, and it's just, it looks like you guys are having a blast. It really does.
It's really, and so we enjoyed it. It was, I don't think there was ever a time where we had any negative energy on that set, so that makes a big difference, and when you have the big actors even talking to the PAs and exchanging numbers and getting along with friends. I mean, it's just a great, beautiful environment to have, and I try to keep that kind of a set, on all my films, so it helps a lot.
I actually had a picture. I sent it to Phil of me watching the movie with the title screen and my LEDs in the back of my TV and everything. So I actually saw it.
Really? I hope you enjoyed it.
I absolutely
it's not your
did.
typical Michael J. White, action movie, high octane, but it's, we tried to focus more on, the vulnerability of this hero who's suffering from PTSD, which is a very real issue in our society. And every one of us, I'm sure, knows someone who's dealing with it, and it's not just that individual that's the victim of it. It's the entire family and friends around him that has to deal with it. And so we tried to focus on that depth, and at the same time to show this hero be able to win over that condition when the time comes to save his own family from an outside threat, which is Mickey and his gang. And so we had to keep that balance. And some of those Michael J. White action fans may be a little disappointed because it's not full kicking butt throughout, but
right,
we have the the character
at
development.
the beginning with him and the freaking, was he military or is that just all like acting? Because he looks amazing holding the gun and all the movements and everything.
Like him, he's been doing it for decades, and especially playing similar characters, and part of in law enforcement or military. He's been trained also, and a lot of the guys that were with him, we had a group of, I think, about 7-8 guys in that team, SWAT team. Most of them were, I think only 2 of them were actors, including Michael, and then everyone else, they were the real deal. They either had a career in military or experience in warfare. But that's how we did the casting as well.
And it also helps that he has the discipline of a martial artist, and
we had technical advisors that I try to portray realism as much as possible, so it helps sell the movies. But we tried our best. I mean, 11 days.
11 days. Oh my gosh, that's
No,
just mine.
I'm sorry, Scott. I know that Asif's time is limited, and I wanted to ask him, he has a film called Ace and the Christmas Miracle that you did with Jon Lovitz. Tell us a little bit about what it was like working with Jon Lovitz.
That actually came out November 16th, this past Christmas, and that was actually such a lovely film to work on because I was doing a lot of horror and action around that time, and just with everything going on with the pandemic, that was another pandemic movie. It was a nice breather. It felt nice to kind of step away from all that and and do a family comedy. And John Lovitz did the voice of the horse, which was great. And he wasn't really on set, but he came during ADR to do the voice recording. And just working with him was just such a fun time. He walks in with this dog, and I'm like, who brings their dog to an ADR session at a sound studio? And he's like, hey, yeah, that's my dog Jerry. I named him after my best friend Jerry Bruckheimer. And we're like, oh God, this dog's gonna be barking it up while his dad's in the booth. And funny enough, I mean, he was there for hours, and the dog just sat there behind me on the couch and the whole time chilling, not a peep, and so that was cool. And then he asked me, first thing he asked me, he's like, how do you want the voice? I said, hey, I want people to recognize that it's you. You have such a unique voice. Give me a Simpsons character because I love the Simpsons. And so he did it kind of like that. And so it's just awesome how it came out. I was very happy with that. And that was another fast turnaround film. We shot that film in, I believe, 8 days.
Oh, wow.
My God.
When I make a movie, it takes 8 days to get a grilled cheese sandwich made. So congratulations, man. That's awesome. So you got all these wonderful films in the can. What do we have? What do you got cooking as we speak? What do you got coming up?
I just wrapped a film on Friday, a couple days ago, called Mojave Diamonds, and that was a very exciting. It's a top full-on action film from beginning to end, and it's a little different from Commando, where this one is like an action film, just high octane action, and it has a lot of great UFC legends. It has Cowboy Cerrone, it has Chael Sonnen, Rampage Jackson, and then Western Cage. So that was another William McNamara. We had a fun group of guys there, and we blew a lot of things up, and we had chases, every kind of action element you can think of, and just completed that, and then the post. And I had another, one movie a month for the next few months, which I'm blessed to be able to, say.
Wow.
A lot more.
You have to do me a favor, Asif. You have to cast the lovely and talented Tiffany Shepard in one of your films and Tiffany Shepard and blow her up. No, I don't mean literally blow Tiffany Shepard up, but have her in a car and make it seem like she blew up, and that would be awesome. I would pay top
movies coming up, so we'll see.
She's actually wonderful and lovely to work with. I'm just teasing.
She's actually a scream queen. She's been in a ton of films, and Dave and her have this little
love-hate.
Yeah,
she loves to hate me.
There you go.
Well, actually, as a matter of fact, Brandon just had Tiffany on IOU on Friday, so
okay,
that's a great plug for that.
No, there you go. Yes, and with that being said, Asif, I know you have an amazing career, and you're extremely talented. You're extremely knowledgeable, and you seem to be a really very sweet and smart guy. So congratulations.
Thank you, Dave.
But I want to give you this one little piece of, because I have a feeling I'm much, much older than you are. This one little piece of information that you probably already know. You just said, did I hear your kid in the background a few moments ago?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it a boy or a girl?
She's, it's a girl.
Oh, how old is she?
She's actually...
if you say 21, I'm going to laugh. No.
She's 20 months.
20 months. With that being said, make sure that you enjoy every moment of being a dad over everything else, because I assure you it's the most rewarding and the most fun you will have. So, because I'm jealous, mine just went off to college, and I don't have the little girl screaming in the background, which I really wish I did. With that being said, Asif, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you, David.
You are. I'm actually going to watch the Commando film tomorrow night. I'm looking forward to it, and now after speaking to you, not only do I know I'm going to love it, but I'm also a big fan of yours. So thank you, Asif. You are awesome. Can you let everybody who's watching tonight know where they could find you on social media, or if there's anything that you have coming up that they need to know about?
Sure, yeah. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram. I'm not the best with Twitter either, but a lot of people reach out to me, on both Instagram and Facebook, and I try to get around to them. But I have a lot of movies coming out where I produce, and then some I direct, and I'm involved in a lot of capacities on a lot of films, indie and some bigger ones. So I just like to help other filmmakers as well. So I actually like it when people reach out with feedback, or even something that they may have, that if I can help in some way or another, I'm always happy to at least look at it to see what we could do.
That's very, very awesome and kind. Joe, Scott, do you have anything you want to ask this wonderful young man before we let him sign off for the evening?
No, just thanks for sharing with us tonight and coming on. I really am. I'm still astounded at an action movie in 11 days is really pretty amazing and wonderful. And I'm looking forward to watching that. I'm a huge Mickey Rourke's one of the reasons why I pursued acting.
He's great. Yeah, he's a one-of-a-kind guy for sure. I mean, and he's one of the last bit of old Hollywood, and that legend is just, it's great, just to be in that space and learn so much from him. Even I see exactly what you mean, Scott, for sure.
Fabulous.
Just to let you know, we have a whole network of online shows. So whenever you have something drop, please let us know, and we'd love to have you back on.
Sure, I'd be happy to. Yeah, anytime. Let me know, and if the time works, I'm there.
Oh, there's one question somebody asked, and before, do you have one more moment, Asif, or do you need to run?
Sure, yeah.
No, somebody was asking me the Amityville universe. What are the plots of the upcoming Amityville films that you have coming out?
Oh, well, they're each different subject topics. It's weird because now they've gone into, and then that's more of the distributor's choice to title them, as such, Amityville. In reality, most of them don't really have anything to do with the original, franchise. Mm-hmm. They're more of just kind of, calling them Amityvilles, and each one has a different, character they're following, or, folklore or legend, whatever. And some of those, most of those I'm more involved in as a producer, and not so much creatively. But hey, like I said before, it is a business. You have to make certain products for certain audiences, and at the end of the day, it's about just delivering, getting the product out, and then moving on to the next one.
Absolutely. With that being said, Asif, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Continued success. Everybody check out Asif's new film with Mickey Rourke. Is it The Commando? The title? The Commando. It's available, I'm sure, on all streaming outlets. Probably very easy to find. And Michael J. White, Mickey Rourke in a action film, and Jeff Fahey. You can't go wrong. Again, Asif, thank you for joining us tonight, and Happy New Year, my friend.
Yes, Happy New Year. Take care.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
He's back. He wanted to ask a question. He just literally jumped on my lap. I'm doing a show, doof. I'm doing a show. You understand I'm doing a show? Do you understand this?
11 days? And then the first one was 8 days?
I can't get over that.
What kind of organizational skills do you have to mastermind something like that?
Had to beat like 24-hour days, too. It's mind-blowing that...
And when you look at his, when you look at the trailer for the film, it looks like a taut action film. I mean, it looks very, very high end. Like he did a great job. So he should be very proud of himself. It looks wonderful.
Take 11 days to shoot the trailer.
The 2.5 minute one that
Clerks, right? I think it was 20 days for the first Clerks, and that's just like idiots talking behind the counter.
Yeah, nothing choreographed or anything.
The action is the rooftop hockey, I guess, and a couple other. The riot with the Chulies guy, maybe. But 11 days for an action movie with these monstrous stars, too? It's like mind-blowing. It's so cool.
Yeah, it also goes, it's like a testament that those guys must be really cool to work with if they are willing to whip something out in 11 days that looks that good. So, congratulations. And I, for one, I can't wait for, I saw it on his IMDb. The film you brought up, because Felissa Rose, Kill Giggles. I can't wait for that film to come out. So that's going to be fantastic. So I know Joe Cat got his moment. So do you think does the Indie Escape have a space for the Dr. Doofenshmirtz show, Joe?
Sure.
Look at that face.
Can John Lovitz voice him?
Absolutely. This guy will do his own show. And you know what's great about it? Just think of all the pussy he will attract if he does his own show. I meant cats, man. What's wrong with you guys? He's a cat.
Hey, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
He's a cat, for Christ's sakes, Fokker.
Like Lauren said earlier.
Me and my mad pussy flashing.
Oh.
Does anybody know the score of the Chiefs game? How is that going?
Oh, you're being disciplined right now. just
I
like you were
know.
last night.
Libby. There was a show called Schitt's Creek, and there's a character on it named David, and the sister on the show, I think it's the sister, always yells "David" at the brother, and every time I misbehave, I hear Libby yelling at me in real life because she does. That is a very behaved and lovely cat, David, and possibly the best cat name I've ever heard. Well, thank you. He's actually quite a lovely cat. 42-14 Chiefs. It looks like the rapist Ben Roethlisberger is going home. Boo hoo hoo. I will have Jaysen on my Manic Mondays on Monday the 24th. It's going to be an Indie Escape family hangout. Well, you know, CJ, you just ruined my big surprise because my next guest is Jaysen. So, you know what?
Now, wait a minute. My next guest is Jaysen.
No. My next guest is.
All right. Well, you could have him, CJ. He's officially not my next guest. Just for everybody who's watching this lovely train wreck of a show. Next Sunday, Joe is going to be having PMS or a hysterectomy or something,
Wow.
and I'm going to be in the lovely state of Massachusetts. So we will not be here to haunt you next Sunday. No, my next guest is Jaysen Statham. Oh, wow. Well, very good.
Who is that?
Does Haza have a show?
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Jaysen Statham is, or Haza?
No, Haza.
Haza's on.
Yeah, Haas is a very supportive View Askew guy. I know that.
Oh.
Well, if
He's
gonna have
overseas.
Jason's-
I think he's making.
Show.
I think he's
Yeah, you're gonna go produce his show. Screw you, Madison. So I will be filling in for you. Oh, okay, nice. You know what? I need like a stand-in host once in a while.
So you
because-
need to be you need a Jay Leno to your Johnny Carson.
right, somebody who can like be much better than me, and I have to go off into the woods and shave my cat.
That's interesting. Did Ed McMahon never actually took over when Johnny split? They always got replacements.
They always got replacements.
So and he always stayed the second banana the whole time, right?
Well, I don't know. Is second banana really? I don't know. It's kind of co-banana.
Yeah, okay, I guess maybe. And then there was, and who's the cat on Conan? Rickman? No, not Rickman.
No.
The chubby guy,
Richter,
Yeah.
Rick,
Andy Richter.
yeah.
Andy Richter. That's it.
And then I get
Conan-
Butterman, that's
Conan-
Schaefer, but that was music.
No, he's saying, thank you very much, Scott. Scott was so cool during shooting Clerks. So cool.
There you go.
He's a really nice guy. He really is. He's been following View Askew for quite a while, and I know that he also does some acting. I believe he's in England.
Oh, I had the guy who plays Jay from Shooting Clerks on my old show a couple of years ago.
Oh, I love that kid. What was his name? I don't remember now. Chris Bain, maybe?
Yes.
Chris
Something-
Bain. Chris
Yes.
Bain, I think.
Right.
Sounds about right.
Now, when Arsenio used to have his late night show, did he have a co-host?
No, he didn't have a
He had the
co-host.
band.
Band. Well, who was the band? Why don't I remember the band? Did he have a band leader? Was it Branford Marsalis? No, that was
That
Tonight.
sounds about. No, that might be the Tonight Show.
I was 10.
Oh, stop it! You.
I was born in 76, man. That show was what, 86?
Arsenio, 90s, wasn't he?
I
You
thought
still-
Arsenio was the 90s.
I was born in 63. Oh my God.
Serious question, Scott. Do you remember the Steve Allen show, or is that before your time?
No, I remember. Well, I know who Steve Allen is, and I'm aware of Steve Allen. I don't know. I may have seen the show as a younger guy.
Haza played Scott Mosier.
You're right, right. Good for you, Haza, for piping in. I'm sorry I'm zoning out on that. Because that film, that you want to talk about wackiness. I mean, that film's been lost in distribution for ages. It's never really been put out yet.
Yeah, again, I had him on 2-3 years ago. And then it was right after they did Comic Book Men and had the premiere for Kev's birthday.
Right.
I had him on either right before or right after that. So that was a while ago.
Still not out. Still
And
is
then they
not.
started shooting more stuff with you, right, Scott?
Well, I don't know if they didn't shoot anything additionally with me, but I am part of the film.
And they shot with Marilyn and
Yeah, I mean, almost all of us have some kind of. I played Kevin's father, which was a mind blower, but
And Brian played Harvey Weinstein, right?
right, somebody who's a Weinstein-esque character, right?
oh, okay.
Poor Brian. He had to shower after that role.
It was
Right?
before the whole scandal, though. Like we didn't know that then.
Oh, what is he saying? It was no. It was 7 years ago. Best thing that ever happened to me. Being genuine, askew fan.
Oh.
Scott had the best
I
role.
tell you, this guy's just a sweetheart. He's a really great dude. I hope Shooting Clerks eventually gets released because he did a nice job with it.
Yeah, I went to the premiere in New Jersey with Brian, I don't know, many, many, many years ago. And I thought it was a really, really entertaining film. And I thought the cat who played Jay was has an amazing future. He's like a really, really good actor for a young man.
I think he quit acting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I heard that along the way too, as well. At one point, that he's looking into getting into other things. I mean, I don't know what it's like to pursue it over there. I mean, they're in England or Scotland or whatever.
Actually, come to think of it, I had the director on too, Uppy Downey. That's
Right, Chris Downey. Yeah, another nice cat. I don't know what's happening with the film. It really seems to be in some kind of limbo as far as coming out. David, I thought you were at that. Yeah, you were at the screening with us.
Yeah. The one that, the one out over by where the Quick Stop was and the Playhouse where they did their auditions and all that jazz.
Right.
Yep. It's actually one of the, I remember having, I grabbed a bite with the late Robert Bruce that night. So, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. It's funny how time flies.
It's scary. It really is.
It just
blink and
reminds
you're-
me how long I've been doing this now too.
What does that mean? Does it mean like it's time to hang them up?
No,
time.
no.
To ride off into the sunset like Bob Barker?
No, my wife would kill me. Then she'd actually have to see me more often.
Zing!
CJ Robles nominates Joe Ridgely as the best actor on The End of the Night. Wow.
No, wait a minute. Why is there a just kidding? All right. Okay. So tomorrow is supposed to be hosted by CJ and myself. Now it's just being hosted by. No, I'm kidding. CJ is going to be there tomorrow night when, let's see, when I pulled that up. Joe Ridgely and CJ Robles. We're doing that
look
part.
at you giving yourself first billing.
I didn't make the graphics, sir. I did not do it. I can't help what Steve does. I just give him info and he rides with it.
I like that. That's nice.
He's a good guy.
Yes. So CJ. I like CJ a lot. He's a good guy.
So, David, I know we discussed it last week or the week before, and I know we're going to be signing off in a moment or so, but I truly want to do the rest of the Vincent Price.
Oh, okay, yeah. You know what? How about we're off next week, and then Jay wanted to come on our show for the final week in January. So let's do it the first week of February.
Cool.
And I'll reach out to a whole group of crazy horror guys to come on and listen to the second part of the late Vincent Price's wonderful interview that I'm very proud of. Joe, the BMIC, I don't know.
Best mother hucker in.
Ray, you got to let us know what that means, because I need to know if I need to thank you or never speak to you again.
Quickly Google that acronym. I'm sure it'll come up.
All right, now, see, we're at 10:56, and we owe it to our audience to stay on till 11 because it's only 3.5 minutes away. Scott, do a little musical number for us. Haven for Heroes, my favorite baseball card, comic book, and antique.
He's telling you what BMIC is. There you
Yes,
go.
he did. And
Now,
Toy
are you
Store in
calling
Orange
me
County,
big
New
as
York.
in wide or big as? No, I'm kidding. Thank you. I kid. Man, we were having a lot of fun on the network, man, with all these shows, though. It's awesome.
Yes,
Wow.
yes.
Good for you, man. I can't believe it. You've launched a lot of folks.
It's fun and it's exciting, and it's finally coming together. So
tell me a little bit about, I think it was Brandon's show, and
IOU, yeah.
the lovely and untalented Tiffany Shepard was on. Did she have anything good, bad, or indifferent to say about me?
Well, first of all, she was punctual.
Well, she actually showed up. Yeah, I know. She's put under, like, I missed, like, 2 times on your show. I was like, no, it was like 20 times, but that's besides the point.
And no, she did mention you.
Okay.
And missing your show a couple of times. And she was looking for her Big Dave head, but couldn't find it.
Oh, okay. Was she going to set it on fire as a ritual to see if it would work on me in person?
Well, she just recently moved, and she said she believed it was in the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
But Ken was there too, so yeah, she misplaced the giant head.
How do you misplace a giant Dave head? I have a giant Dave head, and I've kept it, in one place for the last 50 plus years. She did take you down quite a bit. She even looked for the Dave face. Wow. No love.
No,
Here I am trying to get her a role to be blown up in one of Asif's movies, and this is the way she treats me.
Brandon did have a picture of you and Tiff. He put it in the intro video.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it was in there.
Sweet.
Hey, Brandon knocked out of the park on Friday, man. That cat had some good questions.
Oh, Brandon is a very, very smart, a great guy, and a wonderful filmmaker. And is, we know a lot of the same people, and everybody has nothing but wonderful things to say about Mr. Brooks. So I'm actually have to go back and watch his show. This weekend has just been. I actually I shot on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. On Saturday night, I had Scott's thing, and then on tonight, I had this thing. So it's like been pretty nonstop.
I hear you, sister brother person. Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, so if you get a chance, whoever's watching this crazy road pizza of a show, roll over to my personal Facebook page and take a gander at the little clip I put up for my upcoming feature, Full Moon Fever, and me and Scott and a whole bunch of cool people are involved with that. I don't even remember who I put in that. I think Anne Marie's in it. Or Marianne, sorry.
Yeah, Marianne and
Marianne Hagen, who is my favorite Strode of all the Halloween movies.
And your daughter's in it.
My daughter's in it, yes. Yeah. I like working with my daughter because she works for free, which is awesome.
The one thing I noticed in that clip, though, which I didn't notice in any of the other ones, was there was a flash with her bleeding.
Oh, she's crying she's crying blood.
Oh, is that what that is? Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Ken wants to know where you got the clip of the White Wolf?
I filmed that clip at the reserve in it's right outside of Boston. There's a wolf reserve right outside of Boston that I shot it last summer.
Cool.
I don't
CJ
think-
is saying this is still the best show.
This show is still the best. Well, yeah, CJ, I mean, that goes without saying.
Smash me over though, and give some love to some of these other folks. Like I have to catch Brandon's show with Tiffany too. I wasn't around Friday, or I wasn't at anywhere near an online device. That was Friday night, right?
Yeah. Speaking of Brandon saying, Scott, congrats on Scott's project last night. Your guitar solo was fire.
Oh,
He's on
thank you.
fire.
Thank you so much, Brandon. That was really a blast. That's, Dave, other than Dave's convention, one of Dave's conventions where he had us get to play music at the Hush Weekend of Fear that was at the Wild West City.
The All-Star Jam? That was crazy, man.
Oh, that was one of the best times I've ever had at a con ever. I'd never get a chance to play guitar, and that was so much fun. So thank you, Dave, and thank you, Brandon.
Okay,
Can you
now I'm
imagine-
curious, who was in the All-Star Jam?
It was Scott, Kevin Van Hentenryck from Basket Case, Brian O'Halloran, and Nicholas Brendan was the lead singer, and he did on one of the songs and did Somewhere Over the Rainbow, which was really hauntingly kind of crazy.
What
Bring
did
back-
Brian do?
Brian was lead singer on almost all the other songs.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
And Alan Jax Bowers, who's played with Jimmy Buffett, was the drummer. And there was another cat out there, right?
Leon Lee on the bass.
Yeah. So I mean, my days of convention promoting are long over, Brandon. But thank you. I mean, what was the coolest thing about the Weekend of Fear at Wild West City is that it was the first and only interactive horror convention that took place at a theme park. There was live shows of the Headless Horseman and zombie cowboys having gunfights. It was actually in a week before Halloween. It was really just when you do something like that, you kind of ride off into the sunset because it's not something that you can ever really replicate again. And thank you, I mean, I'm glad you were a part of it. It was.
And fun fact, that's when I first solicited Dave to be a guest on my show at the time, was when
Wow.
it was going on.
Sweet. So the fact that I was nice and said yes is why this horrible mess has now been haunting me for
It's
almost
all
2
your
years.
fault, damn it. All you had to do was say no. We
No.
never would have spoken again.
Oh,
You know what's funny? I think in the coming weeks, through all variants of this show, we're approaching our 100th episode, Joe.
Really?
Yeah, so we should do a big 100th episode anniversary show.
I agree.
I think we're at like, not as close, but we're getting there. I think we're at like 90.
So you were the one, Joe.
Yes, Joe is the one responsible. All right, we've tortured everybody long enough. It's 11:04. Scott, is there anything that you want to share with everybody before we go? Because we're not going to be back until week after next.
no, just again, thanks everybody for all your support. It means the world to me, and I'm going to miss you guys, but we'll be back. You blink and we'll be back.
Yep. Joe, anything you got cooking?
Other than, again, tomorrow night, watch CJ and I, where we're going to be interviewing some guests and hanging out with the guests from Horrorville and Coco next weekend.
Sweet. I want to again thank Asif Akbar for coming on tonight. He was
Yes.
a great guest and a wonderfully talented young man. I look forward to all of his work. I wish him nothing but success. And with that being said, everybody be careful with this super giant storm that's engulfing almost the whole Northeast. If you have to go out, be careful. And with that being said, remember, no man is a failure who has friends. Good night, everybody, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.